This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show.
Oh my God, I love you so much!
On 97.7 FM, The City.
Blessings and good fortune, everyone. It's another Thursday. We're coming at you. Yes, we are. But in a good way. And for good reason. We believe that you might want to know a little bit about what's going on. And that's why we're here right now. Right here, right now. Now, it just dawned on me that I forgot to send out a warning that we were going to be on today. However, that'll work out. That'll work out in and of itself. Everybody that tunes in and participates, well, they know that we're on, here at 97.7 KCYP, the city in McAllen, Texas, here in the McAllen Creative Incubator. All right, we're here. We're going out on TuneIn Radio. It's an app. Garden Radio, or Radio Garden, excuse me. We're going out on Facebook. We're going out on YouTube. Come one, come all, check us out. So right now I'm going to log into the Facebook version so I can see us live and hopefully find some comments and commentators even, if you're out there. But what I like to do, of course, in the beginning of each show is give an economic barometer. Take the temperature, if you will, of our economy, which you will definitely not find in the mainstream media. You won't find any real temperature takers, that's for sure. So, going along with that, we have gold at $2,496 an ounce today. Yeah, almost $2,500. It was $2,500 plus yesterday. Ladies and gents, we may just hit $3,000 gold by the end of the year. Some people are saying it's a lock, but not me. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy with a Hawaiian shirt, okay, trying to tell you that gold is a good investment. Silver, $29.21, okay, hovering around that $30 mark that we saw earlier in the year, not too long ago, a couple months. So I think that's a great buy. I really do. For average people like us, $30 an ounce, that's great. That is really great. Why? Well, it's more than usual, Otter. Yes, it is. But compared to what it should be, compared to how it should be valued, that's a great price. If you haven't picked anything up and you want to learn about vendors, okay, I have my favorite, the Texas version, okay, of the national, because, we are a republic here in Texas. If you want some more information, hit me up on bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. They don't pay me anything to promote them. That's fine. But just as a, how would you say, perhaps a tip, if you will. I'm not a financial advisor, as you know, but I can tell you a good place and a Texas place to buy some gold and silver. Bitcoin, our favorite coin, $60,537 as of show prep time, which was a couple hours ago. So Bitcoin's looking good. It still hasn't mooned. We're waiting for that, and it'll happen. Got a little bit of news in here in a couple minutes here. The average mortgage rate, they're coming down. You got to give them that. It's coming down. It's not down compared to the Trump years, of course. Nothing in this current regime is, in a good way, comparable. So 6.57%. with a 30-year lock-in rate. So it's better than it was, but yeah, it's still ugly. 15-year rate is below 6. Yeah, 5.95 national average for your 15-year mortgage rate. Remember that a mortgage is an engagement with death. Mort meaning death, French word, right? Mort, death, engage, to engage with death. So the banks have us in a death grip. Then they come around, and I digress a little, but then they come around and they slap us around with property taxes on the house that we're already paying outrageous interest on. Yeah, it's ugly and it's not fair. We'll see if that can change someday. Going to Bitcoin news, Bitcoin.com says Arizona AG, Attorney General, warns scammers always find new ways to steal your money with crypto. Yeah, they do. But I'll tell you what, they also steal your money with money. Yeah, they do. Anyway, Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays has issued a warning about the rising threat of cryptocurrency scams targeting vulnerable individuals, especially seniors. These scams include fraudulent and investment schemes, impersonation of business and government entities, and blackmail, exploiting the public's lack of cryptocurrency knowledge. Mays urged residents to verify suspicious claims, avoid sharing personal information, and report any suspicious activity to authorities. Chris Mays, stolen elections in Arizona were reported to authorities. Where did that go, Chris? You know where it went. Straight in the crapper because you didn't want to hear about it. Anyway, I digress, but not really. Not really, Arizona. No, not at all. Zero Hedge says 75% of Bitcoin hasn't moved in over 6 months, signaling strong hodling trend. Remember, if you're not familiar with crypto, hodling means hold on for dear life. To hodl Bitcoin means you know what's up and you know what's coming. Keep it. You're the bank. You be you. Recent data from Bitcoin Magazine Pro shows a significant trend among Bitcoin holders. Nearly 70% of all circulating Bitcoin has remained dormant for over 6 months. This strong hodling behavior reflects a steadfast belief in Bitcoin's long-term value despite market fluctuations. Well, we knew that, right? I mean, we're going to hold on to our Bitcoin because, well, it's more valuable than $1. That's for sure. So here's something that I'd like to introduce you to in the crypto world, if you will. There's a coin that came out in, it's actually a project, more so than a coin. It is a coin, it's a token, it's a cryptocurrency, okay? However, this project is called Nuvola. It's the Italian word for cloud. So these people have rented out or own server farms. So this project has invested in server farms. Why? Okay. So the coin, NVL, you can find it on CoinGecko. If you're familiar with cryptos, you know about CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. These are the listings that tell you what certain coins are currently valued at, okay, in dollars and cents. So I don't believe it's on CoinMarketCap yet, but on CoinGecko, you'll see NVL, Nuvola, NVL. Well, what this Nuvola coin is all about, and they're not paying me anything, full disclosure, they pay me nothing. I've gone in on a very tiny bag of NVL, so I'm just saying I'm exploring this too, which was basically explained to me by a fellow crypto lover. And basically what Nuvola does is they are a venture capitalist firm, okay? They are venture capitalists. So what do? They go out to other budding projects, okay? And they partner with them. So what they do with those projects is they host staking of those native coins. Now, in crypto, you can stake a coin and receive interest like you used to be able to do at a bank. So currently right now, I'm staking what's called T-Fuel. So as I stake T-Fuel, I receive a 7% APY on whatever T-Fuel that I stake. Not bad, right? 7%. T-Fuel is currently hovering around 6 cents a piece, and we hope it's going to break $1 in this bull run. We hope. We'll see. However, that's just to tell you what staking is about. It's depositing. Now, you're not giving them custody because the custody is retained by you. It's called non-custodial staking, meaning they don't have custody of your coins. You have it. You're just telling them, hey, I'm locking it up for this amount of time. Back to Nuvola. Nuvola doesn't have a time frame for your staking, meaning you can stake it tomorrow and pull it off the next day and sell it, buy more, whatever you want to do. Okay? They don't keep custody of it. You do. And the great thing about it is all the projects that they partner with, I think they have 4 or 5 right now. Upcoming projects. You know how it is. You get in early. You get in on the bottom step. And as they grow, bam, there's where the real profit potential is. Can they crash and burn? Of course. It's risky, right? Do not put your rent money on any of this stuff. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. But if you want to check out Nuvola, okay, you can hit me up on bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com, or you can just check it out yourself as a self-starter and or somebody who wants to learn maybe with a higher learning curve quotient. Doesn't bother you, whatever, that's fine. But basically, in a nutshell, they are venture capitalists, and they're opening up that possibility to other budding venture capitalists like us that don't have millions or billions. We just don't, right? So Nuvula is a good project in my estimation. Check it out. This is from the New York Slimes, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Slimes is not an outlet that I usually like to quote, but for this one, I want to give them all honor on this one. The New York Slimes says, U.S. added 818,000 fewer jobs than reported earlier. Now, does that surprise anyone? I hope not, because if you're watching this show, you're not watching TV. And if you're not watching TV, it means you're not a TV watcher. And mentally, stunted like TV watchers are. 818,000 fewer jobs. So this, to me, says a few things. What does it say? It says that, like everything else, they come out with propaganda. And they were touting this huge jobs gain under Joe, right? Hapless Joe. We'll talk about him later. So, we got almost 1 million jobs. Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. Lies. All lies. We all knew that because we don't watch TV. But the kicker is this revision, and they're always revising these numbers they cook up. Yeah, they're cooking the books. And they revise these numbers. They always do. This is, in fact, the second biggest revision ever. So, looks like Nicole's on. Good to see you. I'm seeing these pop up. That's new. That's new. Joe, are you doing that?
Yes.
Joe, thanks. Mm-hmm. Nicole, hello. Glad to see you. We're talking about the 818,000 fewer jobs, okay, that were reported in the jobs report. That was a scam because it's, cooking the books, of course. So, asked about today's, this was an addition here. Sue, you're on. Good to see you. Hello, Sue. Hello, Dad, if you're watching. So there were really 800,000+ fewer jobs than what they reported, right? And then the propaganda machine starts cranking up. Joe gave us 800,000 more jobs, close to 1 million jobs. And in reality, it was all a lie. And we all knew it was a lie because we don't watch TV. Now, the New York Slimes, I only put that on one because they're behind a paywall and I refuse to pay those communists. Marcos, good to see you. I refuse to pay the communists anything. So I didn't get anything else from the New York Slimes other than that headline. However, Zero Hedge on this theme added, asked about today's near record downward jobs revision, Biden's Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, who we repeat is the Secretary of the Department of Commerce. This is who this woman is. Okay? For Joe and Cammy the Clown. Did I mispronounce Cammy the Clown? I hope not. She hates it when we mispronounce her name. Anyway, which was responsible, among other things, for the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Said this woman, okay, who is the Secretary of the Department of Commerce, said she doesn't believe the revision because somehow Trump was behind it. Son of a Trump! Again, Trump is behind it. Everything is his fault. If you watch TV, everything is his fault. Nothing good can happen because of Trump, because Trump. Anyway, Gina said that she doesn't believe it and somehow Trump was behind it. But then she was informed that the data doesn't come from Trump. Trump's not making this up. She was informed that it was from her own administration. Yes. Boogaloo Joe. Okay? Namely, the Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics came out with this. The Bureau of Labor Statistics came out with this, she was told. To which she responded, I'm not familiar with that. Yes, the lady who's responsible for the Bureau of Economic Analysis is not familiar with the Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics. Ladies and gentlemen, I could be reading this wrong. I could be, but I doubt it. It could be possible that she wasn't familiar with the report. But either way, she's not doing her job. But that's Trump's fault. I know. So these are the types of things that we see at this spectacle called the DNC, the Democrat National Convention. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because, frankly, you don't want to see me vomit. And it usually brings up a little bit of lunch, no matter how long ago it was. Comes right in here talking about the DNC. So what I'm going to say is that I'll bet that Gina, though unfamiliar with the report from the Labor Department, is probably familiar with what I call, this is my name, the death wagon. Death wagon? What are you talking about, Otter? Yeah, the communists parked the death wagon right near the DNC. What do you mean by death wagon, Otter? Well, they're offering, I don't know if they're free. I think they're free abortions. And if you're a man, you can get neutered there. Yeah. Yeah. I know. A free snip for the guys. Or, free, ridding yourself of a human being, which is great for communism. I mean, think about it. If you really want to support communism, you're going to want to eliminate as many humans as possible. So they're making that very convenient at the DNC by parking a death wagon right near the conference. See, and you were thinking that communists didn't do anything for America. You're wrong. They're very good at killing us off. And they're showing it. They really are. So if you would like, one less human, you go stop by. You go stop by and you eliminate that human life. You go ahead and do it. And if you're a guy and you don't want to contribute to any human life, you'll trust a mobile home and somebody with a pair of snippers, won't you? I'm sure you will, because they're Democrats. You're going to trust them to do the right thing with your jewels and make the snip right. Sew that thing right back up. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh, Joe, no, that's no bueno. Anyway, if you got any comments, throw them in there. Joe, I'm having trouble seeing the comments. If you can see any, help me out, please. Yeah, because I'm sliding to the left, and Facebook is not being nice to me on letting me see comments if there are any. If you're a guy, you're probably, after that last thing, you're probably not even able to hit your keyboard or anything for fear of I don't know. It's just But those are communists for you, ladies and gentlemen. Getting rid of humanity one human at a time. Reuters says the Fed is predicted to deliver 3 quarter-point rate cuts this year. 3 of them, quarter point each, says the Fed. The U.S. Federal Reserve will cut interest rates by 25 basis points at each of the remaining 3 meetings this 2024. One more reduction than predicted last month, according to a slim majority of economists. A majority of economists. Wow. Those are not trustworthy people. Polled by Reuters, who said a recession is unlikely. Yeah. You go, economists. Buy gold, buy real estate, buy Bitcoin, buy silver, because the economists say nothing is going to happen. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm certainly not an economist. Okay? Wow. And you know what? Here's an interesting tidbit. You might think to yourself, okay, what is the Fed basing this prediction on? Hey, it's the economy's good enough now we can start cutting rates, says the Fed. What are they basing that on? I'll tell you what they're basing it on. Reports. Yes, reports that are showing that the economy is righting itself, that the economy is becoming robust. Wait a minute, Otter. Didn't you just tell us that there was a report that revised itself, correcting 818,000 false, fictitious jobs that were reported? Are they working off that report, Otter? Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah. Yes and yes. So if you want to listen to those economists, why don't you read a little bit instead of listening to a communist? A communist economist. Exactly. And I'm not talking to my, average viewers. I'm talking to somebody who might stumble upon this and in between TV watching binges and, bonbons and double stuffed Oreos. That's who I'm really aiming this at, because I'll tell you what, if you believe that the Fed is going in the right direction, then it may be a sign you're watching too much TV. Because I'll tell you what, if they do those basis point cuts, and I think they will, because like you've probably heard me say, if you watch this show or listen to it, the Fed really wants to destroy the system because they want you in their digital system, right? The digital-based cryptocurrency, which is going to be completely centralized, unlike Bitcoin. So that is that. What do we run? Oh, we're almost running on the midpoint here. So I want to come back to the fact that we're on 97.7 KCYP, the city, here out of McAllen, Texas. Okay. Got a website, 977.com. Is that .com, Joe? 97.7. I believe it's the city. Okay. So just look it up if you want to listen to it there, if you're not in McAllen. Also, we're here at the Creative Incubator here in McAllen. It's the revamped, I guess you could call it, old McAllen Library. 3 stories, a lot of artists in here. They're going to have some stuff, and we're hopefully going to have a man on the street kind of thing, although I won't be on the street. That's dangerous. But I'll be here in the Creative Incubator talking to some artists. Why? Okay. We're going to have to change to Fridays because it's football season. Okay. So one of my boys is on the Nicky Rowe football team. So they're going to be playing on Thursdays. Yeah. So not all of them, but the freshmen, right? So they're going to play on Thursdays. So I'm going to swap to Fridays during football season, high school football season. Okay. So just so you know, I'll keep you posted. All right. So Zero Hedge says local cop, not Secret Service, shot Trump rally shooter first. Wow. That's interesting. How did we find this out? Was it the news? I mean, are they digging in? Was it some sort of, government official on some sort? No, it was one representative, Clay Higgins, out of Louisiana. And if you're familiar at all with him, and if you really do enjoy Clay Higgins' straight talk, because he is a straight talk kind of guy, he was on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson did a very good interview with Clay Higgins. Check that out if you want to see a little bit more of Clay. But Clay's doing an investigation. He's actually checking out the water tower, ladies and gentlemen, because we know there are theories abound. And if they are theories, there's probably something to them, because conspiracy theorists are way ahead of the curve when it comes to reporting things. Now, the first shot to hit Thomas Crooks, the man who sprayed 8 shots at a Butler, Pennsylvania Trump rally on July 13, hitting Trump in the ear and killing an attendee. Okay, now, this Zero Hedge article says that Thomas Crooks did all that, and he may have, but it could have been somebody else too. Anyway, came from a local SWAT operator. So a local SWAT operator, after who knows how many shots, shot at and hit at the very least the buffer tube of the AR platform weapon that it was, reported. I mean, we can't confirm anything because we're talking about, mainstream news and government reports. we already talked about government reports. Anyway, they say that he was using an AR platform weapon. So apparently the SWAT operator was about 100 yards away where Crooks was, where nobody could see him. Nah, nobody could see a guy with a rifle on a roof, because the roof, remember, was sloped. Yeah. If you don't see this, I'm doing the motion of like a tent, a teepee, with my hands, motioning downward at an angle, because Secret Service, according to the head of the Secret Service, that woman, she said that it was a sloped roof and it presented danger, so they wouldn't put any Secret Service protection there. Yeah, exactly. So when the SWAT officer saw Crooks moving around the rooftop. Yeah, apparently Secret Service, they saw him too. He quickly left his post and sprinted towards the man, running to a clear shot position directly into the line of fire where Crooks was firing. So this guy was willing to take a bullet, okay? Some people that were hired to take bullets didn't, but this guy was willing to. He stopped Crooks, and importantly, I believe the shot damaged the buffer tube on Crooks' AR. Higgins, who knows a little bit about weapons, by the way. Very interesting guy. Check him out. Added later, citing eyewitness testimony. So as eyewitnesses, we're yelling, screaming, and telling everyone, hey, there's a guy with a rifle on the roof. And the usual suspects ignored it all. The cover-up team, also known as AKA FBI, came in and cleaned up the whole investigative scene so that you and I would never find out. Well, Mr. Clay Higgins hopefully will come up with something for us. He's on it. We'll see. So, new video. Oh, this is an interesting thing for you guys in your J6. If you know anything about J6, you know that it was an operation, right? It was a cover-up operation for the insurgency that occurred in November of 2020. So, new video appears to show DC police units planting January 6th pipe bomb. You know, if you're a TV watcher and you're stumbling on this, you probably didn't hear about any pipe bombs at the January 6th, what you would call insurrection. Now, of course, it wasn't an insurrection for a couple reasons. One, no one was ever charged as an insurrectionist. Even the ones like Grandma that was put in, solitary confinement by criminals. Even she was not charged with insurrection. I don't know if she actually went, but she was jailed. I don't know if she went to solitary confinement like many other J6 people. Anyway, one of the great mysteries about the January 6, 2021 events is the lack of curiosity by the FBI. Yeah. Who planted the pipe bombs at the DNC and RNC headquarters. Amid all the available CCTV video and surveillance technology exploited by the Justice Department, their transparent unwillingness to identify the pipe bomber has always been a dog that did not bark. Yeah, that was zero hedge. So yeah, there's video evidence now that the cops put it there. Yeah, DC police. Oh, it continues, sorry. The Occam's razor explanation for why DC and the federal law enforcement have been incurious points to law enforcement actually planting the bombs. New CCTV video seems to show exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an op. January 6th is nothing that the Democrats and Republicans tell you it was. Nothing like it. It was an operation to cover up the insurrection, the coup that occurred in 2020, November of 2020. This is, here's an article sent to me by Jim. Thank you, Jim. Jim O'Rourke. Watcher.guru. BRICS. Another country announces it's ditching U.S. dollar for oil trade. This is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Otter, what do you mean? They're ditching the dollar. Why is that awesome? Well, that means that the system is going to crash even sooner. It's going to crash. It's inevitable. But it's going to crash even sooner. And why is that good, Otter? Well, I'll tell you why it's good. Because hopefully you have Bitcoin. Yes. Or land. Or gold. Or silver. And if you have those things, you're going to be fine. Right as rain. Right as rain, said the Oracle, right? Of the in the movie The Matrix. Right as rain. Yeah. I'm going back. I know I'm old, okay, but I love that movie. The BRICS bloc, and this is from, again, Watcher.guru. Thanks, Jim. The BRICS bloc has seen another new country announce its intention to ditch the U.S. dollar and oil trade. Yay. Indeed, Venezuela, oh, there they are, Venezuela, has stated that exiting such trade with the U.S. is a key part of its bid to join the collective, BRICS, that is. The country's president, Nicolas Maduro, recently expressed as much. And if those people from the north, they mean us, and their followers in the world make the mistake of their lives, these oil and gas blocks, which have already been signed, will go to our allies in BRICS, Maduro said. Subsequently, affirming it will align its oil trade with the collective, the BRICS nations. Yes. Now, there is no reason, ladies and gentlemen, no good reason to fear the BRICS alliance. Why? Because when the boss gets back into office, we're going to be the alliance. Americans, 50 states, united. Yes, we will. And industrialized to a hyperbolic extent. Industry is going to thrive, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to blow up. Yeah, you got my word for it. That's it. That's all I have. That's all I have to tell you. I'm not going to be president, that's for sure. Who would vote for me? Anyway, this is from X, okay? Liz Harrington quotes Donald Trump as he discusses why they, and I'm doing air quotes if you're listening, they want to kill him. He says, and in, completely classic Trump fashion. And the reason is because I want to do things that are very bad for the bad guys. And the reason is because I want to do bad things. That's what the quote is. And the reason is because I want to do bad things that are very bad for the bad guys. Okay? He does not intend to be nice to bad guys. That's why Democrats and Republicans hate him, because they're the bad guys. Not nearly as bad as the central bankers, though. Those are the ones that really hate Trump. Those are the ones that really want to get to him. Okay? And they have, as Schleprock Schumer said, 6 ways to Sunday to get you. Just ask President Kennedy. No, you can't ask President Kennedy. Yeah. Just ask whoever knows. We all know, right? They don't like Donald Trump because Donald Trump means bad things for bad people. So, a minute ago, I referred to a change in schedule because, well, we're going to go to Fridays during the football season, the high school football season, right? So, the reason why I'm here today is because there was a football scrimmage here in Texas, South Texas, that was canceled at the high school my son goes to, one of my sons. And a young man, and we're praying for his family, a young man named Adan de la Cruz had a tragic accident, and he's no longer with us. He was on the team, so they canceled the game. The in respect for him, in tribute to his life as a young man. We're praying for the De La Cruz family. We encourage everyone to do so if you're the praying kind. May God be with them. May it be as tolerable as possible. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. I won't pretend to imagine. But may God be with them. So I have a couple other things I want to discuss that I don't have completely fleshed out in my notes, so I'm going to wing this. So driving over here, I was listening to a X22 report. If you don't listen to X22 on Rumble, you're missing out. This guy's got 2 reports a day, 6 days a week. And one's economic, one's political. I don't get to hear it all, but I drive around and I listen to him. Well, he mentioned that Trump was at one of his recent rallies, and they have a plexiglass bulletproof, or whatever it is, a bulletproof glass barrier now, thankfully. So, the FBI is going to have to deal with that, or Secret Service, or whatever, when they want to, hire the new guy, the next guy. And, the patsy, they got to hire the patsy. Then they got to hire at least 1 or 2 pro shooters from different angles now, because they have this glass barrier. And then they'll have to clean that up at the end of it within 24 hours, FBI guys. You're going to have to clean that up too. So it's probably pretty heavy. You might want to bring like a dolly or something like that, a hand truck, whatever, when you're cleaning up all the evidence and brushing it under the rug. However, Donald Trump, from this position behind this glass barrier, which is not all-encompassing, and I'll tell you why in a minute, was basically saying things like he was just saying a little while, like gave the quote where he plans on doing bad things for bad people. So apparently there was someone in the crowd had some sort of health attack. I don't know if it was a heart attack, a seizure, whatever. They had some sort of medical emergency out in the crowd. I don't think it was very far in front of them or whatever, but Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, who had just been shot, okay, a little over a month ago, comes out from behind the bulletproof glass. Well, first, this didn't show up on video, but I think he probably had to put his testicles into a wheelbarrow. They're so big. Wheeled the gems out from behind the plexiglass and hugged the person who was having the medical emergency. And I'm going to get to this in a minute. There's a guy that bent over, if you will, for the communists by the name of Joe, because they didn't like him anymore and they didn't want him in the office that he was occupying. He bent over. Communists did him wrong. And he stood for it. And then he bent over for it and whatever. Whatever you want to say. However you want to say it. But they got rid of Joe because he was not a stand-up guy. So what's your alternative? Cammy the Clown? No. Your alternative is the guy that went from protection, okay, a bulletproof glass area, to so-called naked, unprotected area to hug somebody who was having a medical emergency at his rally. That's Donald Trump. Okay? That's Donald Trump. He did that. What did Joe do? He rolled over for communists. Yeah. So basically, I'll get into that right now. He could have stood up. Joe could have been a stand-up guy because mere days prior to them pushing him around, he said, I am the candidate. I am the president of the United States. I'm not going anywhere. But it was Joe, so nobody believed him. Who would, right? But then days later, he lets them push him out. Nary a word. He's gone. Gone. So, I'm looking on Facebook sometimes and I see these TV watchers still standing up for Joe when Joe won't even stand up for them. Joe never did stand up for them. If you're American, Joe never did stand up for you. You made it a point not to. Now, if you were Chinese and you had a lot of money, well, that's a different story. You're Ukrainian and, well, hey, all in on the Joe train. And Hunter. Don't forget him. But the fact of the matter is, if you want somebody that's, not scared of communists, Donald Trump might just be your guy. Just saying. You know what I mean? Just saying. Not for nothing, but just saying. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm not going to go the full hour. But any comments there, Joe? Any commentary? Anything anybody wants to talk about? Definitely in for that. If anybody wants to talk about something, you throw it up there. If anything's out there, take a nice sip of Java. Beautiful, wonderful coffee. It's I believe an Arabic blend. Go ahead, Joe. What do we got? Right up on screen. Here we go. You're going to be a year older in less than a month. Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Jim had to remind me of my age. Okay. Now, I like this dark lighting, Joe. You can barely see my canas.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. So anyway, thank you, Jim. I'll be, you would vote for me. Thanks, Jim. Thanks. I appreciate that. Man, you got this going on, Joe. That's pretty cool. So as the comments come in now, I don't have to slide left. Okay. Wait a minute, Facebook. Was that a thing? You got to slide left to see comments? Oh, no. I don't have to do it anymore. Otter for president, says Sue. Chihuahuas. No, thanks. Wow. Could you imagine that? Man, that would not go over well with many. So, but I will take that endorsement. Oh, yeah, let's not forget that. It looks like tomorrow, RFK Jr. is quite possibly going to hang up the cleats, hang up what do politicians have? I don't know. Politicians have who knows what, right? What do they hang up, right? Cooked books. I don't know what they hang up. I don't know. But he's saying he's going to hang them up. It's possible he's going to hang them up and endorse Donald Trump tomorrow. So we'll see. We will see. I'm mixed on that. Why? Because I think that an RFK campaign would probably take more away from whoever's going to be the candidate. No, I do not believe it's going to be Cammie the Clown. I know. They swapped one out. They're not going to go with this woman. They're not. She's too connected to what's going on bad in our nation. She's just too close to it because she's part of it, right? So behind the scenes, right? You've got Hussein behind the scenes, Obama, right? He's behind the scenes. He's running this. I mean, he's owned by somebody else, of course, but he's running this show. He's gonna find a way in himself. Big Mike's going to come in, maybe even a reprisal by, Hitlery. Maybe. We don't know. We just don't know. But I do not think, this is me, I'm going out on a limb. Hopefully I'm not going to saw it off behind me. But I'm going on a limb here. I'm going to say that this is not going to be the end of their skullduggery. This is not going to be the end of their undemocratic selections. Because think about it. All you TV watchers that really love Joe, the fact of the matter is they got rid of your guy without a vote. You had no say in the matter. No say in the matter at all. None of your representatives had a say in it, unless you count Obama as a representative of what? I have no idea. Well, I do have an idea. But anyway, I don't think Cammie the Clown is going to be the ultimate and the last of the switcheroos in this election cycle. Good coffee. Okay, so that seems to be it. RFK. Hopefully he'll make that endorsement. But either way, the fact of the matter is this: that the election is coming apace. We are now, I think today is August 22nd. So September, October, November. We're less than 3 months out. Less than 3 months out from a very important election. In fact, this one's for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen. Do we give up the nation or do we retain it? It's as simple as that. Now, I'm not going to spout off about what's going to happen either way. I do predict sparks will fly either way. I do think that whatever happens, there will be strife, okay? There will be evil people burning down businesses. There will be evil people hurting people. There will be evil people basically doing what they're paid to do by other evil people, which is destroy and create chaos. Those will not be, regardless of their garb. They could have, MAGA hats on and MAGA shirts and Trump supporter flags or whatever. But it's not a Trump supporter. We don't do that kind of thing. We don't. And if you are a TV watcher, you might be a little stunted mentally. And you might say, hey, wait a minute. What about January 6th? And what I will say is that operation and those supposed Trump supporters were all a sham, which can be seen in the video. You see Antifa fascists all dressed in black. They go under this tree for a while and they take their black stuff off and they put on Trump stuff. Pretty easy to see. Then they bust windows and they do all kinds of stuff. Meanwhile, Grandma, who was invited into the Capitol by the D.C. police, she's walking between the velvet ropes and gets arrested. That's just how communism works. That's just how it works. I'm not the author of it. I'm just an observer and here to observe and report. So, with that, Joseph, how's it going back there? Good. So we had a swap out at the desk. Are you ready to close out, Joseph? You know how to close out or no? If not, we'll wait for Dad. Here he is. Joe's in. We're about to close out. I just want to thank Joe Martinez and Joseph for helping us out today. Joe came up with that great thing for the comments, so I don't have to swipe left to see the comments anymore. That's cool. Appreciate that, Joe. So I'm going to sign off. There's more to talk about, but the fact of the matter is we got the gist of it, and we're still waiting news. We're awaiting news, okay? So to recap, we're on KCYP, the city, 97.7 out of McAllen. We're about to sign out, but I also want to tell you that we're going to change schedules to Friday, 6 p.m. Central. Coming right at you next Friday, not tomorrow, next Friday, okay? We're going to come at you on a Friday, and I'll put it out on Facebook and so forth. But, man, I'm really glad that we could spend this time together. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless your families. And have a great week. I'm out.
This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show
Oh my God, I love you so much.
on 97.